Hello everybody, this is Adam here for A Strings, and in today's video we are pitting two pedals against each other. One is the brand new collaborative pedal from MXR and Analog Man, the Duke of Tone. We are putting it up against, yes you guessed it, the King of Tone. We're very lucky to have been gifted this Analog Man King of Tone by one of our good friends and customers, Stuart. So thank you so much, Stu, for lending us this pedal to do the video. We're also doubly lucky because Stu had the mod, the dip switch mod, where the toggle switch controls dip switch options inside the pedal. So instead of us having to go in and adjust the dip switches to change the channels, we now have the toggle switch, much like the Duke of Tone from MXR and Analog Man. So if you can see them, I hope you can see them both next to each other there. So what we're going to do is a side-by-side comparison. You would have already had a nice little blind test at the beginning, just to set your ears up ready to hear the differences between them. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun. This isn't meant to belittle the King of Tone in any way. This isn't meant to be a dig or a what would you call it? An expose into boutique pedals. It's not that. It's simply this one is about a quarter of the price of this one and has no wait time. This one currently has about a 4-year wait time. If this gets close enough to the King of Tone, is that what you'd go for? Let's find out. Let's see how close it does get. So the chain for today is this beautiful Custom Shop 63 Stratocaster. Into each of the pedals, we're actually very lucky. We're using a pedal switcher from our friends at Electrolead. This has actually been designed especially for us. So we're using that for today's video. So all that it is we've got effects loops at the top and we can change between effects loops, but we've also got lots of ins, lots of outs. So it's a very clever piece of kit. We're using it in its very basic form today. Into the Studio 10 6L6 from Blackstar, mic'd up with a 57, and straight to you. That is it. There's a bit of reverb on the amp, just for a bit of space, and that's it. So we're going to do side-by-sides. I'm going to try and get the tones and the volumes and all the things as close as I can possibly get to each other. There seems to be a little bit of a difference in, at least visually, where our knobs are with volumes for the pedals. So I'll be adjusting them just for my ear in the room. And tonally, there seems to be a tiny bit more bass naturally on the King of Tone. But you'll hear that and you'll be able to compare that and contrast yourself. But I won't compensate one for the other in terms of tone. It'll just be the volumes, just to try and get them as even as possible. Because louder is more good. We don't want to confuse those things. So that is it. We're set up. The amp is on clean. We're going to hit the pedals in each position into the clean amp. See what you think. Let's go. Okay, so we are here. We're going to give you the clean tone to start with, and then we will kick in, and then we will compare A and B. So this is the clean tone. So this isn't going through any of the pedals. This is just guitar into the 6L6. Starting off is the Duke of Tone. Here we go. So our first example there was just a little bit of a driven sound. We're on the overdrive setting for both pedals. Again, the luxury of having the toggle switch option on the King of Tone instead of our dip switches. We don't have to go in and fiddle about between each take. We've got our options there, and beautifully they are laid out in the exact same order as the MXR toggle switches as well. So first clip was Drive, was just after 12 o'clock. I've reined it back a little bit. We're going to hear what it sounds like. I'm going to leave it as it is. We're going to go for there. I'm going to go middle position on the Strat, and we're just going to make some noise. Let's see what happens. So very, very close. Again, let us know in the comments as we're going through what you think, how you compare these two. I've got my opinions. We'll have a little chat at the end. But so far, very, very close. So the results of our blind test are in. You would have worked it out by now because you would have had clips in the meantime and you would have been able to put 2 and 2 together and make 5. Sound clip 1 was, of course, the Duke of Tone. Sound clip 2 was our King of Tone. They are very, very, very close. As you are already aware, you've had a few samples and sound clips to go with now. Let's keep going. Here's some more options, some more sounds and some more bits, and I'll see you at the end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how much drive each one has in the overdrive section. So we're going to crank it up slowly by slowly. That's a term, that's a phrase people use, slowly by slowly. And we're going to get to the top of the drive. We're going to see how it sounds. And then, yeah, we'll do a comparison back and forth. So I'm back over on the Duke of Tone now. So let's see what we've got. Nice. So this is the King of Tone. So side by side is King of Tone. So, King of Tone has a bit more hair at sort of the dimed drive setting. But the Duke of Tone does kind of stay a little bit clearer. It's a little bit more transparent. Dare we say transparent in this video. So, this is the Duke of Tone on full overdrive. Over to the King. Yeah, it's meatier, but it does lose a little bit of clarity. Anyway, it's not about my opinion, it's about what you think. But that's what I can hear in the room anyway. So, let's take it back to where it all began. That's not a song. So let's listen to what we've got here. Cool. So that's a nice point that we're going to move on to the distortion setting. So the distortion channel offers us, as you'd imagine, distortion, a little bit more hair. It's a little bit wilder. But let's see how each of them does the distortion. So on both pedals, I'm moving to the bottom toggle switch. Now, if you do get a King of Tone, this, again, you have to request the toggle switch. But so easy for today's video. So this is the distortion. We're just after 12 on volume and drive, and our tone is just dead center. We're just keeping it nice and simple so we can compare as evenly as possible. Okay, so we know we've got more drive to go here. You know, that doesn't sound like a distortion, does it, at all? So, let's go back to the Duke. Let's see what we can get. So, this is... And to be fair, you know, we're talking about sort of this blues breaker-esque circuit, aren't we? So, it's not distortion in the modern sense anyway. So, just something to think about there. So I'm taking up the drive on the distortion channel to about 3 o'clock. I'm going to see what it does. Back over on the Duke now. Over to the king. Let us know. I have a thought there. Definitely. Let's go back and forth one more time just for that bit. I want to go from the king of tone back to the duke. This is the king. Interesting. So, as with the last channel or setting, let's see how much drive is on tap for both. So, I'm just going to dime them. We're on the Duke of Tone, and we're just going to see what happens. So, here we go. Interesting. It's interesting. There's more of a difference at that point, the last two drive points, than earlier. Okay, so each pedal has a boost option. We can either sort of give a general kind of clean boost, but we can dirty that up with the option of the drive as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the amp onto a drive, and we're going to see how the boost interacts on both pedals with the dirtier channel on the amp. So let me change that and I'll be back. Okay, so the amp is now set to its dirty channel, and we're going to show you what it sounds like. This is the amp without any pedals in front. So there's a little bit of something there. There's a little bit of bite if you want it. And we're now going to see how each one compares tonally, I suppose. So let's get these set to the correct or equal, at least where the knobs are, you know. So this is the Duke. Nice. So there's a little bit more, again, similar kind of thing. A little tiny bit more here on the king there. Yeah, let's see how they. I'm sorry. Let's see how they compare in different places. So I'm going to take the drive down, keep the volume as a boost, see how it sounds just pushing the amp with a little bit less drive, and then we'll see how far it kind of goes in a pushed environment. So let's go back to the Duke. We're going to take the drive down, compensate a bit with the volume, and we'll do the same here. So let's listen to the Duke there. So this is the Duke, a little bit cleaner. Name that song. So. Now I know what you're saying. There's a very obvious difference in how much gain is being put to the amp at this point. So I'm going to try and match them, and we're going to see how different they are in terms of visually what you see on the knobs as compared to the tones. So there's definitely more drive. So I'm going to try and take the drive down a touch more. So back to the Duke. I could go even less, I suppose. Maybe a bit less volume. Keep the drive where it is, a bit less volume. Yeah, it's about there. So just in terms of what you can see on the pedals, I hope you can see that clearly. The difference is a little bit. There's a little bit of difference. Yeah, the King of Tone definitely has more drive on tap than the Duke, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. At this point, in my opinion, the Duke really hasn't let itself down. There's something going on with the King of Tone. Definitely, there's a bit of body there. There's a bit of kind of some sort of something you feel resonance wise or something. But the Duke doesn't lack. You know, it's up there. It's up there competing, definitely. So that is each channel. Let's see how they compare maxed out drives on the boost channel. This may hurt our ears, but hey, it's okay. Turn your volumes down. Turn your headphones down. So let's go back to the Duke. Let's see what we've got. So this is. Nice. Over to the King. So, deaf in one ear, but you can get the idea there. So, like I said, there's a little bit more gain on the King of Tone, but tonally very, very, very similar. There seems to be, like I said, a bit more kind of bassy resonance on the King. But what I'm going to do, just to end, I'm going to go back to the Overdrive channel. I'll leave the drive on the amp. And I'm going to make it more of a subtle drive, overdrive from the pedals. But what I want to do is I want to just see how the tone shifts through each pedal. So I'm just going to get a quick volume on them. There we have it. It's the Duke of Tone. It's the MXR Analog Man collaboration pedal. It seems to be that a few companies are doing this at the moment, and I'm all for it. If you know, if people can get their hands on something that is Prince of Tone, King of Tone-esque, then yes, I encourage it massively. MXR already have the Timmy, which was released, I think, last year, something like that. So, you know, yeah, if this happens and it allows people who maybe can't get on waiting lists or they can't afford something like this, 100%, I am all for it. I'd rather it be done this way, I think, than maybe like, you know, like a cheap rip-off of something. And I'm not, you know, what is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery, isn't it? So, you know, scrub the rip-off statement. That, really, delete that. But yeah, so I'm all for this. I'm really keen to see more things like this from more boutique pedal builders working with more high production companies like Dunlop and MXR. That'd be brilliant. It'd be cool if they can produce something that is as authentic as this one is and the Timmy is. Keep doing it. Keep it going all day, because, you know, Adam wants a pedalboard that is covered in these things, and also needs to live somewhere. So, you know, you've got to have those balances. So that is it. That is our side-by-side of the MXR and the Analog Man, King of Tone. We hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you've commented along the way. I hope that you've taken notes and that you got the blind test right. And you think, do you know what? That is great for a pedal board. I mean, apart from the fact that the functionality of the size and the toggle switch, it's a winner. It sounds great. It's up there. It's competing with something, you know, arguably 4 times the price there. So and we're all for it. We love it. So that is it. I have been Adam for A Strings. We're a small guitar shop in South Wales in the UK. Our website is astrings.co.uk. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, where Tom does some amazing photos and stories every single day. So you can always find, no pressure, by the way, I've just signed you up to all the time, where you can find all of the content that he puts out. We are a working guitar shop, so we try and get in the video room as often as we can. But if you like the channel and you're not already subscribed, you know what to do by now. Subscribe, notification bell, and then the next time a video is out, you'll know. And we'll be here and we'll say, hi, let's waste some more of your time. And or there'll be quality content, either one. I can't guarantee which one it'll be. This has been the Duke of Tone from MXR and Analog Man. I've been Adam for A Strings. We see you in the next video very, very soon. Bye-bye.